How do you say and spell your name, please?
It's, excuse me, Field, F-I-E-L-D, Reichardt, R-E-I-C-H-A-R-D-T.
And you can look at me. What would your title be?
You know, that's an interesting question. We have a small group of people. There's no chair, there's no vice chair. We have a treasurer. As a joke, when we started this whole thing, I said we needed to have somebody with a name, or a title. So I'm the convener.
The convener
Yeah.
of the, what's the?
It's the Board of Light and Power Charter Change Coalition, and it's a group of people all that are basically equal that are working. The key people.
What got you guys started on wanting to amend the charter?
We basically have looked at the fact that Grand Haven, which in 1959 passed a charter amendment to create a Board of Light and Power, the purpose of which was to operate a diesel power plant and a newly constructed coal power plant, which were on the island. And the complications were such that the voters of the city thought, okay, we need to change the charter to create a board to manage this, and it's an elected board. Well, Grand Haven no longer generates energy. Our coal plant was closed in, I think, in 2019 or 2020, and the diesel plant was closed a number of years before. So right now, our Board of Light and Power basically operates a distribution system, and yet we have the administrative staff of a system that's still used to generate electricity. We think that there's some real savings for the city. We think it is a rational thing to have a democratically elected city council with a very, very competent city manager, basically as they are in charge of our water system and our sewer system and our Board of Public Works, our police department, which is actually larger than the staff at the BLP. Basically make them another department of the city, and it's a way to save money for the citizens of the community. It also is a way to basically eliminate some of the discord that has gone on here for a number of years. We have some real issues with who's responsible for the cleanup of Harbor Island, which is where the old coal burning plant was. There are issues on the island from the waste from the coal plant. There are also issues on the island from the fact that years ago it was the city dump. So the question is, who's responsible for what cleanup? The city really believes that they should be responsible for it, and the Board of Light and Power has been, shall we just say, a little bit uncooperative in terms of what the relationship would be on that cleanup. They also have been disagreeing with Michigan's Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy, or is it Energy, Great Lakes and Environment? I'm not quite clear. It's Eagle, good old Eagle. So that there's a huge amount of discord between the city council and the Board of Light and Power as a structural group, and we feel that it makes some sense to be like most of the other cities in Michigan that have a board which is appointed by the city council. Our board would be an advisory board, which has some very significant responsibilities. Grand Haven right now is the only public utility in Michigan where the Board of Light and Power has the ability to set its own rates and fees. And now what would happen is the advisory commission would hold a public hearing to discuss rates and fees. They would then give a report to the city council. City council in turn, because they do set rates and fees and taxes for other things, would hold a second public hearing, and it would be way more transparent than the way it is now, where the BLP just goes ahead and kind of does what they want. In fact, in June of this year, they passed a small fee that averages about $2 per household every month, which happens to be a fee I would have supported, but there should have been more of a public process, and it's a fee to help with some of the environmental cleanup costs. But there are a number of reasons. Our board has tended to be, the Board of Light and Power has tended to be a board with, some effective citizens, former politicians that kind of get kicked upstairs or run because they're popular, not because they know anything about energy. And yet the new board is designed in a way that the city council over time can add some very qualified people that understand what's going on with energy. One of the other strange things here is that our Board of Light and Power services part of Ferrisburg, Spring Lake Township, Grand Haven Township, and a tiny little bit of Robinson Township. Those folks have no representation at all on the board, and with the charter change, they will have a representative on the board representing their interests as well. So it's a positive change for the region.
What got you guys started in wanting to make this change? What was the first step?
Well, the first thing that happened was we were a number of us, and there have been changes in our people. We have some new people, and some of the folks that participated in the past are no longer with us. We were very opposed to a plan that the Board of Light and Power had to build a new gas-powered power station on Harbor Island on the site of the old coal station. They wanted to build a tiny little 12.5 megawatt power plant that would be used during peak energy times, would be used no more than 5 to 10% of the time, and yet it was going to cost millions of dollars to build it. They also planned to build an $8 to $10 million new office building for themselves with lovely river views. And we thought with the changes that are taking place environmentally and with climate change and so forth, this doesn't make sense. So we managed to, with a significant public involvement in 2021, we managed to get the city council to kill that idea. And a number of us have just been concerned about the relationship that the city council and our Board of Light and Power have had ever since. It's been extremely confrontational, and it's just time to rationalize the system in a way that will save people costs and at the same time create a more effective, lower key administration.
The Board of Light and Power, I talked to them just briefly, and I'm going to talk to them after this. But they say that they run a tight ship, that they're one of the best in the country, and that changing things to a different administrator could risk service and quality of service. What do you say to that?
We are really proud of the job they do. They have their customer service is excellent. Their rates, however, are actually higher than nearby public power agencies. Their rates are higher than Holland. Their rates are higher than Zealand. They do run a very good show, but most of it is the linemen and the customer service people, and we believe those people will continue to function as employees of the city. 100% of the employees of the Board of Light and Power would transfer over to the administration of the city effective the 1st of January 2024. So all their benefits, all their pension funds, all their responsibilities with 100% of the staff that chooses to stay would continue. In terms of the administration, I agree. The city manager is not qualified to run an electric utility, but the city manager doesn't run our Department of Public Safety, doesn't run our Department of Public Works. They have highly qualified people that are running those two departments, and the process would be that our city manager, if there were to be some of the key people leaving at the top of the BLP, and it looks like at least Walters will be leaving, the general manager, that the process is that you reach out, have a public search for a qualified person that our HR department would manage, and the city manager would, as she does for other key people, would pick a person. And we feel that Grand Haven is such a wonderful little town, and our utility is such a high quality utility that we would have no problem whatsoever attracting a very highly qualified person to run our utility.
This is a big controversial issue in this little town.
Yes, it is. It's huge.
Can you explain to me why it's so contentious?
I think it's That's a really interesting question, because our group is not a bunch of just tree huggers. We have two former mayors that are heavily involved with us. One of them is a current he's the one moderate Republican on our county commission, Roger Bergman. Second is former Mayor Gail Ringelberg, who is a very conservative person. We have some relatively progressive people. We have some pretty conservative people. I myself was a candidate for the Republican nomination for Congress in this area. It is a control issue, I think, on the part of some of the people on the BLP board, and they have spent a huge amount of ratepayer money fighting what we're doing. We're probably being outspent at least 10 to 1. It might be more than that. We've raised at this point around $6,700 in our effort. They just for their consulting fees are paying $7,650 a month for a PR firm, and that's just the PR firm, and there are also the other costs that are involved. So we're being outspent, but we have, I think, a very high citizen involvement. We had about 700 people that signed our petitions to put this on the ballot. Some of them were disqualified, but we still had close to 600 signatures to put this thing on the ballot. It's kind of a David versus Goliath situation where we're some citizens that are standing up and saying, let's find a way to rationalize what's going on with our utility.
Do you anticipate rates to go down if the city takes over?
Well, we don't know what's going to happen with rates, but I don't see the rates going up because you're going to be able to consolidate a bunch of services. For example, there are two separate fleets of vehicles that could be consolidated into one fleet with one service garage. We have two separate billings that go out. We have a separate HR department for the city and an HR department for the BLP. We have a separate finance director for the BLP and a finance director for the city. We have a whole lot of duplication of services. This is a small town. This isn't like Consumers Energy that would be merging in it. It would be a way to save money. I can't promise what's going to happen with rates. I don't think anybody can promise what's going to happen with rates because we don't know what's happening globally. I mean, right now, look at how our gas prices are jumping up and down. But we think that there are at least some administrative efficiencies that could make a big difference.
I'm trying to think of any other questions that I have.
A suggested one?
Do you have one? Do you have a topic?
Well, I think it would make some sense to talk about what our new board would do and to compare that to the current board.
Sure.
Right now, there's a 5-member board that is elected for 6-year terms. What we are proposing in the charter is a 7-member board that would have some very, very specific responsibilities. Yes, it's called a Department of Energy Services Advisory Commission, and that's what it is, but it has very specific responsibilities. I mentioned the fact that they will hold public meetings to determine the rates and fees that may change. They will hold public hearings to discuss the plans that the utility would have. They will have the opportunity the requirement to hold a public hearing on their budget. And then they have a very, very interesting specific addition, which is to be looking at what's happening with renewable energy and energy changes and climate change issues and factor that into their advising of what the city, what this commission would be providing to the city. Those things are all in addition to what's going on now. The current, they would be appointed for terms of 4 years. The current board would all transition to this board. All 5 of them would be transitioned, and as their terms end, new people would be appointed. One addition that is a really positive one is that a member of our city council will sit as a member of this advisory commission as well, so it'll be a lot better liaison between the city council and the utility. And then, as I mentioned earlier, a representative of our neighboring communities would also serve on this board. So that's a big change. Right now, our board has 5 members. It is an extremely adversarial. There's an adversarial relationship between 3 members of the board who basically do kind of what the general manager wants them to do, and 2 members of the board that are independent thinkers. Well, in this case, this would become an advisory board and wouldn't be the board that is being controlled by its general manager. Right now, it kind of is.
Why is that problematic?
Well, if you are a publicly elected board and your responsibility is to set policy, it shouldn't be your staff director setting the policy and getting you to agree with it. You need to be the people that make the decisions.
That's not happening right now.
No, that's not happening.
What kind of problems does that cause?
I think most of it is relating to the relationship between the city government, and I think when the city government chose to not go along with the plans that the board had to build this small power plant and office building on the island, that created a great deal of discord, and I think that it's a very I would use the term poisonous relationship between the city government and the management of the BLP, and people forget the BLP is actually a department of the city, and this tends to rationalize that.
Yeah. Any other things you want to add?
I just would urge that people factor into their decision before they vote on the 7th of November, or with their absentee ballot, that they understand that there's a citizen group that's raised a little bit of money to promote this charter change, and that their ratepayer dollars, at least $100,000, is being spent to keep the status quo. And they should take a look at the website, our website, which is blpccc.org. Again, I'll repeat that, blpccc.org. At the top of the page, the first page, is a link to an amazing article. It was in the Holland Sentinel that really puts the whole thing into perspective. And if you don't want to believe me, at least take a look at what the Holland Sentinel has written about this battle here in Grand Haven. And then I would also urge you to read the charter, which is on our site, and the charter changes that we're proposing, and our frequently asked questions. We've tried to answer them as effectively as we can. So I would just, again, urge people to take a look at blpccc.org.
How do you think you'll fare on election day?
Oh, I think we have some pretty clear momentum in the community. I think the election's going to be fairly close. I also think the election for our mayor is going to be fairly close. The town is very animated and very exercised, and if you drive around, you'll see our signs, and you'll see their signs, and it's. I think it's going to be close, but we really feel we've got some very real momentum. They've made some pretty serious mistakes and have basically provided what we feel is misinformation to the community, and I appreciate the opportunity to at least clarify some of it with you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Field.
Right.